Bonsoir, mon Simon. This might not be a very long message simply because it's very late at night. It's still today, it's not tomorrow. Meaning it's the end of June, June 29th. And I am in the same spot as the previous 2 times. And I think this might be the last time here. I am not sure. Time will tell. And I am very aware that my last message was somewhat sad. I remember my energy was somewhat diminished at the time. But yes, I finished my master's degree finally. The professor sent me an email 2 days ago, I think was Sunday, which was actually yesterday, not 2 days ago, when he said he completed all the paperwork and submitted it for me. That means that he did his part after I did mine. And I am surprisingly not very excited because I don't think I realize the magnitude of this accomplishment. In part because I think I have a tendency of being modest. On the other hand, I think it's been so long, it's been 6 years, that I think I will realize in time once I will not have to go somewhere else after my work time ends, or having to submit assignments and discussion boards and all sorts of other different reports. So I think once I'm going to feel free, I'm going to start realizing that actually this chapter in my life concluded. But as I left the house this evening, like 2 hours earlier, I saw the moon, and I wish like somehow it would be possible for me, or would have been possible for me, to just capture that moment, the splendor in the sky, and just prod you wherever you are and say, hey, look at this, isn't that amazing? And I'm sure it's been perhaps millions of us who saw it, if they paid attention, and if the skies were not too cloudy on their side of the world. But she was absolutely divine. And I was thinking as I was driving at the fact that how our life would be without the moon. And I'm not only referring to the whole aspects of our physical life in terms of, the tides effect, I suppose, of the gravity. I don't know how much of that, how big the role the moon is playing in that regard, and so many other practical aspects that I cannot think of, I cannot consider. But in terms of poetry or literature in general, we would have been much poorer. And there, I'm trying to remember in what specific poem, I don't know if it was Shakespeare, that a woman is changing like the moon, that supposedly has so many faces, right? Or the moon as the witness, the impervious witness of life experiences, in who regards both the poor and the rich, the young and the old, with the same eye. with the same impervious, indifferent eye. And of course, in the world of the romantics, the moon plays such an important source of inspiration. So I think in that sense, we would have been poorer. And come to think of it, you might laugh, but in a way, and I'm not trying to, forgive me if I'm becoming romantic, because it's been very uncharacteristic of me lately, but it's almost like it's our meaning, our as human beings, as a species, it gives us the comfort that we are not alone, that maybe the way we see the moon from down here, it's how others see us from space. And in that regard, and here comes the parallel that might be too much for you, you are kind of like my moon, and I am kind of your moon. Remember, in one of the emails you sent me, you said that something, and I'm paraphrasing, something along the lines, when I am alone, or when things go bad and I feel like alone in the world, I don't feel alone anymore, because I know somewhere there is you. And in that sense, that kind of a moon. And I can tell the same. I haven't heard from you. I know you're there. I sense you in my own way. And I know, because I was telling you last time that you validate me. That's what I'm trying to say. I know that the way you see me, the same way I see you, like I see you up there in the sky, untouchable, far away, but then present at the same time. And there is comfort in that. I am not sure how you look at this. And I guess I'll never know, because you've been very, very elusive with your presence, your words, your messages. And this is not a reproach. You are who you are, and I accept you just the way you are. I even feel a little bit arrogant when I say I accept you, as if you would need my acceptance. You do not. And I don't need your acceptance or anybody else's either. I learned that. This evening, I was, when I got here, I met with this lady. She's younger than me. And I see myself in her in a way. And without getting into too much detail, I find myself wanting to spare her a huge part of my journey, and kind of give her a shortcut to not to where I am now, because at the same time I realize that my place in the world, my place in my life and my children's, my place in the lives of those who want to be in my life, and they are not many, it's been reached with a lot of sacrifice, an immense amount of work. And for that, as I was telling you last time, I respect myself a great deal. But at the same time, just like to a child, um, like one of my children, for example, I would like to spare them the pain and, if possible, understand life by making less mistakes than I did. Do I have regrets? I do. I do. But they are the kind of regrets that are overridden by forgiveness, that stems from acceptance that I had to make those mistakes in order to be here now. Things could have been better, absolutely. They could definitely been worse. But no, here I am. And I don't want to talk much about this instead, because I don't even know what to talk about. I was listening today, driving at the first message I left here for you, and it was about memories. And I'm trying to think of some happy memories, but I think I was too busy living them. I'm thinking, stay with me. I was thinking to tell you how I met you, but I know I wrote you about it. And given the nature of this communication, that kind of goes into the ether, but not really, because I know there are ears out there that, willingly or not, become aware, filled rather, right? Because ears get filled with information that it's supposed to remain obscure. And I know that given that I don't even know your name, you're safe. Given that I'm not giving my name, I am safe. But still, it's one of those things that it's so precious. I would kind of want to keep it to myself only. Not that my childhood memories are not precious, not that things that help me grow are not precious. Good things, bad things, pleasant things, unpleasant things, hurtful things, elating things. Yes, they all are, because they are part of my life. They are part of my future. And by the way, I wanted to share something with you, and this is not a memory. This is a realization I've made this past couple of days. So I am taking pride in the fact that I'm succeeding more and more to stay into the present. And for example, I'm just giving a random example. Years ago, I started talking with this guy. I think I remember who he was, and I'm not even sure if we met at that point. I remember we were talking over the phone, and I was in my bedroom, and it was dark. That's what I remember, but I don't remember who was at the other end. And he said something. This was like in March, maybe April. And he said, well, like in October, it's gonna be the, I don't know, 20th, 30th, I don't know, something anniversary graduation anniversaries, and I would like for you to come with me. I would love for you to come with me. And I was thinking, dude, it's 6 months from now. Like, aren't you jumping ahead a little bit too fast? And that was me back then, when I was not this awakened person that I claim to be today. So things of that nature, like for example, my children ask me, hey, do you think we can go this Sunday to this place or to that place? And I'm like, I don't know, ask me the day before, or let's see in the morning, because I know that my moods and my energy and my mood is changing. And I learned to be in the present, and not only in terms of plans, but in terms of presence, in terms of skipping anxiety and fear, but mostly anxiety. I could go on a whole bouquet of um, emotions, but I'm talking about anxiety overall. And the place where I had problems controlling that was on my pillow. I would try to go to bed, and I would remember I haven't done something at the office, or something that needs absolutely immediate repairs in my house, or things of that nature, or an email I forgot to send, or you name it. And I simply startle, and I jump, out of sleep. And it's very annoying, because I'm always thinking that is my time to rest, especially as it's been in recent months, the last 9 months. I was so depleted of rest and so stressed out. And so I was in my bed too, and it was even daytime, and I was trying to rest. I put my head down, and my brain went again to thinking of how this week and then the following are going to be at the office, are going to be very, very busy, and to big reasons. And I became angry with myself, because I allowed anxiety to consume my energy that I should have spent on sleep instead. And I realized that I could control that. So it was like, no, instead of focusing on that, and also that I like to listen to all sorts of things when I go to sleep. It doesn't matter if it's a movie I like on YouTube, and I know it by heart, but it's soothing hearing it in the background, or some stories like for beginners in French or in Italian, or you name it. It could be anything, podcasts, etc. And I stopped doing it, and instead I focused on my breathing, and I was just thinking that how my heart and my body are staying alive even when I'm not aware of it, when I don't pay attention, when I'm asleep, when I'm working, when I'm driving, when I'm cooking, when I'm eating, etc. And just focused on my breath and my breathing process, and thinking that with each breath I'm bringing oxygen into my body, and everything that happens at cellular level, and then coming out again, and how my heart, and I was on the left side at the time, and the heart was like pushing against the bed rhythmically, and I shifted my position and still remain aware of my heartbeat. it was like a lullaby, like a lullaby of life, right? And I was very pleased with this technique of simply, which I know, I mean, I've been teaching it to my clients, but I found a lot of peace, a lot of comfort, and I was free of stress, of anxiety for these 2 weeks that are going to consume me. So, yeah, that's been my highlight. But I would like to really tell you something. Oh, I'll tell you this about my dog. So I have 2 dogs. I'll just refer to them so I don't give them the names. I'm going to say one is the mutt, the other one is the love of my life. The mutt is 14. I've only had her, she's a female. I've only had her for 4 years. I basically saved her from going into a shelter. I got her from somebody who, it's a long story, tried to find her a home on social media. And I offered, she spent the night. It was a good match with my cats and my children and myself, so she stayed. And the other one, the love of my life, I got him, is boy. I got him since he was only a couple of weeks old, and truly he is the love of my life. He's big. He has he's part lab. He looks like a lab, and like a black lab, and he has this gorgeous brown eyes, like very beautifully shaped. And I don't know, honestly, but when I look into his eyes, it's like, I don't know, I've never known such love. I told many people I love them, but not like this. And I know he does too. He's like moaning ever so gently, not all the time. And he's leaning, he knows how to lean against me. He's such a lover. He's not a cuddler, but he's a lover. And I taught him how to speak when he was very little. He's a talker. And I don't know, he was barking at something. He was in my kitchen, and I told him, speak, and I barked at him, and he barked back. And that was it. That's how he learned how to speak. And now I tell him to speak, he's barking. I'm feeling, it's almost like this jolt of love in my chest. I feel like it's bursting as I talk to you. Like it's trying to come out through my chest, through my skin. And I also put 2 fingers on my lips, like, you know, like I will be like sign language, I like to believe. I don't know what that means in sign language for humans, but for me, for the love of my dog, for love of my life, is speak. And he's speaking. This past week, he's adorable. He sleeps by my feet whenever I go, and for some reason he's only doing that with me. And in the morning, he feels me stirring. He starts getting up. He's very excited, walks all over me, and he's big. I think he's more than 90 pounds. I don't know if he has 100, but he's more than 90 pounds. And he's stretching, and he's like making this like oh kind of sound, you know. And he's a big boy. He's like the deep voice. And I always joked. I said like he's doing a mean downward dog. And so I did a downward dog on the floor, and I told him, like, stretch with me, and he did it. I kid you not. He's doing it. And now, like, every day, 2 or 3 times a day, I stretch on the floor. And sorry, I've been yawning a lot. I stretch on the floor, like kind of similar to a downward dog position, and he's doing it. And sometimes he makes those cute noises, And of course, I am elated, and I'm like, oh my God, you're such a good boy. You're so smart. And I love him, and he's so proud of himself. And then I give him a treat, and yeah, so he's made my day. And I don't know, there is something I told you. He was by my feet on the couch this weekend. I don't know what the heck. I was falling asleep. I was waking up. I was falling asleep. It's been wonderful to be able to rest like that. And he's been on by my feet for most of the time. And at some point, I just sat up and I laid on top of him, because he can hold it. He can sustain me, no problem. And um, and then I grab his arm, his neck, his body with my arms, and put my head on his, and just, oh my goodness, how can we love this creature so much? I, and I told you, when I look into his eyes, it's like a whole new universe is there. It's, I don't know, it's not just eyes, it's pure love. I don't even know. I'm going to start crying. um, and yes, I love my mutt as well. She's very difficult. She bit all of us throughout her 4 years experience with us, and she's um, she's a bit difficult. It's just a total Karen. If you're telling her to get off the couch, yes, she does, after a lot of complaining and trying to bite, and then when she's getting off, she's complaining, she's making noises, like she's bitching basically. So I love her too, but um, the love of my life, oh goodness gracious. Actually, I think you might know his name, because I think I mentioned it in the emails I sent you. Ooh, this is the fourth of the fifth yawn, so I guess I should go to sleep. I'm thinking about you a lot, and I hope you're well. I hope you're not forgetting about me, or you're not forgetting me. I think it's a song. I'll try to think about it. I forgot it, and I think it's a newer song. Anyway, I hope you'll have a good night, good morning, good day, good evening, and overall a lovely life wherever you are. Mwah.